Hello, my name is Dr. Rhonda Wood, and we are broadcasting live here in Detroit, Michigan. I am super excited today because I have as my very special guest, Minister Be Better from South Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for having
joining us
me.
today.
Thank you.
And how are you
I'm
doing?
doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited for the experience. Being here with Miss Shelley under her guidance and interacting with the leadership experience
Yes,
is different. Yeah.
absolutely. So I understand that you're here for the Powerhouse Conference. Can you share a little bit about sort of what your role is and what your involvement is in that?
Okay. My role is really coming to bring awareness to, well, not even just veterans, but to people specifically about hypnotherapy. We mostly talk about mental health, but we don't get
Right.
deep into it. Hypnotherapy will allow us to do that. So that's really what I want to bring to the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. So there are some people who may not understand what
Yeah.
hypnotherapy is, or they might even be intimidated by that word.
Yes,
So
yes,
what can you
definitely.
share with our audience to kind of, put their mind at
Okay.
ease?
Yes, hypnotherapy, even if you can always come out of it. Is always a thing that you can control. I will advise you to go through it if you can. But what I did was I created this, it's called a quantum success
Mm,
therapy, without the hypnosis, so I don't scare people. But what it does is I call it the AAA system. So, it helps you first to acknowledge, that's the
absolutely.
first thing, to
Mhm.
acknowledge your trauma,
Mm,
uh, go past the outside because we mostly look at our outside and we think we okay. And
right.
then it goes into activating it. So that's where more of the hypnotherapy comes in at on the activation part of it. So you're more activating those old memories and things that you try to let go of. And then we move into the achievement. So once you get to that point, then we probably kind of broke barriers, broke down walls that you need to break down. Then you start to achieve and start to move into the things that you want to get done.
Wow. So how long or how much time should I invest in your hypnotherapy
Um,
sessions?
I would recommend at least 3 sessions.
Okay.
Mostly I would do at least one, just to get the experience. Most of the time I do a discovery call just to see if the person can even be hypnotized.
Right.
But everybody can be hypnotized. I mean, most people say they can't, but
Right.
everybody can.
I was going to ask about that. There are
Yeah.
some people say, "Oh no, I can't be hypnotized." So that's a myth. That's not
It's a
true.
myth,
Yeah.
most people go into trance like every 5 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay.
If you a hypnotherapist, you trying to catch on to the 5 minutes, but it happens every other second. Like as me and you speaking, you went
Yes.
into trance like 2, 3 times to a point
Wow.
where I could say just sleep, and then you probably
Oh
go to sleep.
wow.
So
Okay.
it's almost like finding the point of when a person really hit that relaxation part. Um, and with me being a veteran, I really want to bring it to the veterans because when we come back from overseas, like
Right.
myself, we come back with trauma, and we come back with trauma that people really can't deal with. And then the family can't deal with it either. Then you don't have anybody to reach out to. So that's why I created the services, the Quantum Success Therapy, and the Disabled Veterans Whole Health Association to bring those together to help both people, their families, and veterans because we mostly focus on the veterans and we forget about their families.
Right, right,
Right.
exactly. So, how is hypnotherapy beneficial for people who have experienced trauma, veterans who have experienced trauma? Not only them, but their families as well. How does everyone benefit?
It benefits because it helps the veteran heal. Once the veteran heals, then the veteran can kind of get back to who they were before they
Right,
went overseas.
right,
And then because most spouses, different things, they almost leave them because they become these different people. So doing the hypnotherapy, it kind of gives them that time to sit down and find that peace within themselves that they couldn't when they was under fire or because most people think veterans and trauma when you talk about PTSD, TBI, but you want to go deeper to car accidents,
right,
fatal shootings, things like that, that people equip to when they're younger. So
right.
my whole thing is more tapping into people younger and their inner child. So my success therapy is more focused on that inner child healing.
Inner child.
Yeah, because the inner child, I can look at a person as an adult and they look real good on the outside, but that inner child is really hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I guess that's where sort of a lot of sometimes trauma is held in that
It's in
area.
the inner child. It's
Right.
normally in between the ages of when you was younger going into your teens,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
most people think it's when they're an adult. They think they got no. It's really stuff you carry with you into your adult.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so true. So as we kind of wrap up our interview, what are some sort of words of wisdom that you would like to leave with our audience?
Words of wisdom. One thing I would recommend for everybody to do is very small that you can do, but one thing you can do is self hypnosis is what it's called. You can do it various ways
Oh
of
wow.
just sitting here. So just me sitting here breathing, closing my eyes and breathing, taking in deep breaths, holding them, because you have to get used to telling the inner child instructions. And that's what most people forget. So as me and you
Right.
talking, something going on in my head, something still talking in your head.
Right.
That's what I need to talk to, not
Okay.
the person's perspective. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
one thing I would say is you can sit down, take a deep breath. I would recommend 3 deep breaths, and then you probably will go into a relaxation mode. At that point, you can start giving yourself what you call auto suggestions. So you can start giving yourself suggestions on what you want to do and the things you want to accomplish. And they normally 9 times out of
I
10 they
love
happen.
it. I'm
Yeah,
totally gonna do
they
I'm
happen.
totally gonna do that.
Yeah, yeah, it
For
definitely works.
sure.
One thing I will leave with people is just a demonstration. Like if you sit down, I'll put it right here. I still can't, but just a demonstration of if you put your hands like this and you kind of close them and you do like this, and you can close your fingers. But if you open your fingers and then you look at them, they'll start to close.
Wow,
When they
okay.
close, you can give yourself permission to close your eyes. So at that time, which they would call self hypnosis. So you can take yourself into hypnosis like that.
I love that. That's very intriguing.
Yeah, it works. It works. It definitely
So, for
works.
anyone who is excited to learn more, who wants to work with you, what's the best way to contact you?
Best way to contact me is www.healwithministerbeebetter.com. And then you also can reach me at the Disabled Veterans Whole Health Association.org.
Excellent.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for your
No,
service,
thank you. Thank you for this experience.
and thank you for being with us today. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank
And
you.
audience, thank you for being with us, and we'll look for you to join us again on the other side. Bye for now.